Hey students, Dr. Dan Stevens here. Welcome to the summer 2020 semester after all the craziness of the pandemic. It's upended all the higher education institutions, right? Here's what I want to do. I'm just going to make it short and sweet. This is my introduction video. I just wanted to make some announcements pertaining specifically to your courses this semester because we have a unique situation. First of all, let me start out. I'll preface this by saying listen to every video. Watch every video. Watch it start to finish. Because what I want to do is when I've got important information that I need you to know, not information pertaining to the subject matter, but maybe about the workings of our course. I'll probably administer a video like this, and I'll embed questions in there. So you're going to get points. So it's going to behoove you to actually listen to the entire video. Okay, and just so you know, the questions on these quizzes won't have any words on them, nor will the question or the answers themselves. So you just have to watch the video, right? So for example, make sure you got a pen and paper. The answer to question number 1 is B. Okay, answer B. So now next, the intros are ready. Both of my courses, I'm teaching 2 courses this summer, PAD4104, which is admin theory, as well as PAD4204, which is fiscal management. Both of them are up and running and ready to go midnight tonight, so you should be good. Now, by the way, the answer to question number 2 is D. D as in Dan. Now the calendar and the activities are being realigned next week. Over the spring semester, we just had a big train wreck, and what I did was in order to accommodate all the students, I went through and I manually overrode all of my due dates and everything else. And so now I've got to go back and fix all of that, right? So I've got all the courses built. I've got all the activities as I want them, except for some constant tweaking, which my wife says I'll never finish, my courses because I'm always changing them, right? But anyway, that's going to happen over the next week. So you'll see on the syllabus, when you go on the syllabus, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom and it's got the list of all the activities and the point values and everything else, that's probably going to change, okay? Answer to question number 4 is A. They're out of order, just keep in mind. Recap the student perceptions of instruction. Okay. Every semester, you see, whenever you're finishing up your semester, you're offered a link, to evaluate me. How well did I do? I listen to that, and so what I've done is, not everybody likes how I teach. Okay, understood. But what I've done is I've taken notes on, what is going to help the most amount of people. Like for example, excuse me. And I'm sorry about my scruffy appearance, my coronavirus beard and scruffiness here. I'm at my house. Anyway, my weekly progress on the course performance. That's one thing I want to improve. I want to actually communicate every week with my online classes so that this is what to expect from the upcoming module and how well you did on the last module. Okay, quicker grading. I'm actually taking steps to grade your assignments, a little quicker, so that way you know where you stand. It's a little more difficult. There's a trade-off here. I could automate everything, multiple choice, true, false, everything else. However, the trade-off is I don't see how well, it's not as thorough or rich of an assessment. I like to have the major written assignments, so that way there's no bullshit. I can tell, do you know your material or not, right? Unfortunately, it takes a lot to actually grade that stuff. So there you go. Also, I want to, module overview, I think I already said that, what's upcoming for this week. So anyway, these are some of the areas that I'm hoping to improve on for this summer's course sections. The answer to question number 10 is D, as in Dan. Auto scoring. Actually, I just covered that, so not a problem. Question number 7 is C as in Charlie. Goals alignment. This is something that I've been working on for a few semesters now. the School of Public Admin and the College of Community Innovation and Education have goals. And so, the faculty as a whole have said, okay, these are the things that we value. This is what our accreditation says. If you get a degree from UCF in public admin or whatever, this is what that means. They've covered all this material. They are, they've learned about leadership, diversity, da 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 da. And so what I'm doing is I'm aligning the activities. I want to minimize busy work. And what I want to do is I want to actually associate each activity with a goal, align it with a goal so okay, the reason that I'm actually teaching this is because, this is how it's going to benefit you in the program, whatever. So just so you know, I'm actually working on that as well. Answer to question number 3 is A as an alpha. Alpha. Did I say that right? Anyway. Letters of recommendation video process. In the past, I've actually expected students that are applying for new jobs or going to grad school or whatever to write me a letter, or to come meet me in my office. Well, we're not meeting in the office now. And it's making it increasingly more difficult for me to have that connection with my online students. A lot of the students are out of the area, okay, and this is the way of the world now. You can go to school halfway around the world. And, I've got a lot of people in the armed services, people out of state, whatever. And so it's not fair to them either. So what I want to do is I want to actually have a virtual interview process established for letters of recommendation. I want you to be able to produce a video. Hey, my name is Susie Q. This is what I like. This is my academic, these are my goals, these are my aspirations professionally, da 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 da. I'll give you some guidance. You don't have to make this stuff up. I'm actually creating that. I've actually got something in place now. I just don't like it. I want to step that up. And like I said, to enhance the connection between me and my online students. So that's forthcoming. The answer to question number 6 is D. Let me see here now. As it pertains to my physical management class, just bear with me, admin theory students. I'm going to improve the videos with detailed tutorials and voiceovers. I've actually been I purchased some software, and I'm actually working on creating the videos to enhance those videos. I've actually got videos up and running on that in that course. But now I'm actually looking to produce a new series of them that are going to be a little bit better. So that's my puppy over here that's making all the racket going in and out of the door. She knows that I'm videotaping, right? So anyway, the answer to question number 9 is A as an alpha. Lastly is minimal waste of time. Okay, what I want to do is I also want to reconsider how much of your time I take up. I'm a talker, admittedly, but what I want to do is my rationale is that you've signed up for a 3-hour course, okay? So I got you for 3 hours a week, but I want to make those hours, I want to make that time worth every bit. So I don't want to just waste your time with busy work. I don't want to waste it, talking about my dog and all that stuff, whatever. So I just know that that's my assurance to you, is that the activities that I'm going to have in my modules are going to be relevant to the subject matter. That's another takeaway from the student perception of instruction. See, people are like, why in the world are we doing this project, whatever. I'm hoping to I think some of the intentions that I had for some of my activities were also lost in the shuffle. It wasn't necessarily busy work. It was that I think I could have explained myself to a greater degree. This is why I think this is important. This is why you really need to do this. And so for those of you that have had me in previous courses, I bring in a lot of my personal experiences in, when I was an urban planner, when I was in shipping, when I was in whatever, all my career, going to school for forever, all that stuff. I try to bring in, this is what I learned. Now, for example, I'll give you question number 5 is C as in Charlie. One of my first days on the job as an urban planner, I went to Osceola County, and I remember going to my one of my first meetings, employee meetings, And man, I was lost. All these acronyms, I had no clue. And I pledged to myself, when I'm an instructor, when I'm a professor, I want to better prepare my students so that they know what to expect. And so I try to make these mental notes, and I try to embed those kind of lessons into my modules. I try to put them in where they're appropriately, where they're appropriate, right? But anyway, you can always chime in on this student perception of instruction at the end of the semester. Let me know how well I do. Last question is question 8 is B as in boy. Anyway, you folks, I hope you enjoy the semester, and I'll see you online.